Hey guys, welcome back to the Pity Party Podcast. It's episode 10. Actually, I'm so excited because, episode 10, I know last week I didn't upload anything because I was having trouble. It was a lot of college work. I still have a lot of college work this week, but I'm going to try and push out one this week and one next week. So if I'm wearing the same, I don't want to see any fingers pointed at me. Anyway, yes, it's episode 10, and I'm just I'm glad that we got this far. For those who followed me, thank you so much. And those who are still supporting the podcast, thank you as well. Today we'll be talking about being delusional. And I feel like this is a good topic for this episode because I would have never thought that I would have a podcast right now. I don't think I ever saw myself with the podcast until last year of October. So it's kind of weird to see that, oh, you're starting a podcast. Well, you've already started a podcast and you're continuing to let out these episodes and YouTube videos. And it's something because I never would have thought that would have happened. And I can say that this relates to being delusional because last October, I was listening to a podcast called Trying Not to Care by Ashley Corbo. Love her. And I listened to it, and it was my first time really listening to podcasts. I've listened to it once or twice before, but I've never sat down and just listened to one. And I have no idea how I found her. I don't know if she just came across me at the right time or something like that. But I've just been so in tune with her content, in tune with her podcast episodes. Her podcast episodes are top tier. She's literally a role model, and I love it. I love it. And she made me want to start this podcast, which I highly thank her for it. Now we're here. Back in October, I was just delusional. I was saying, yes, I'm going to start this podcast. Yes, I'm going to get this podcast art cover done, which I haven't yet. It's still pink with the white drippings or whatever, but it's a new podcast cover coming soon. Probably expected in a month or so. But I really do want to do it because I have the concept down and everything. So being delusional, I was just yeah, oh my God, I'm going to start this podcast and I'm going to get people to listen to this because I want to do it. I want to do it right now, and it's something I really want to do after I lost my passion for just things in general. And I think about this. When I was looking for a major in college, I was so set on journalism, and then I just snapped out of it for some reason. I've been wanting to be a journalist since 8th grade, and I just snapped out of it right before college, and I changed my major. And yes, I feel like it was definitely a mistake, but people make mistakes, things happen, it's whatever. And after being passionate about journalism for so many years, and then changing it up all of a sudden, it kind of made me lose that passion for, wanting to do that. But now that I see, a few years later, it came back basically, and now I'm minoring in marketing. Obviously, my major is not the same, it's linguistics, but I figured it still goes into the same area just in case I wanted to come back, and which I do want to come back. It just made me think I am going to get back into journalism. I am going to create that podcast. I am going to do that YouTube, and I don't care what anybody says. It may seem like to others that I'm reaching, but I'm going to upload these videos weekly, and it's not something that's just a little hobby. Because to me, I really like YouTube. I really like this podcast. When I have time to do episodes and all that, it's great, honestly. It's great. So that leads me to saying, what is the meaning of being delusional? And I'm actually going to look this up on Urban Dictionary real quick. Okay, so I apologize in advance if the audio is a little off. I don't know. I just now noticed 5 minutes in that the audio is kind of you can hear the AC in the background, sort of. So if this episode is kind of like that, I apologize. I'm sure it'll get better. Probably not next week because I'm batch recording episodes, but the week after the next, the audio should be. So back to what I was talking about. I looked on Urban Dictionary and I saw what being delusional was in comparison to my personal meaning. So, quote unquote, UrbanDictionary.com, it says, being delusional is believing something to be true that is clearly not. Someone who is not thinking clearly, used to describe someone attached to an idea which is obviously fake or false. And some people may compare this to being unrealistic, but being delusional, I feel like is literally okay, and it's not unrealistic, because when you're being delusional, I feel like that's the best way to get what you want. Being delusional is not just like having these things or thinking these things that are obviously impossible or something, because that is not true. And I feel like those who are like against being delusional, just shush. Like, nobody cares about your opinion. You should be delusional, because you want to have like these high expectations for yourself, for you, for your lifestyle, for your peace of mind, a better peace of mind, you know. Being delusional, it may seem like it's not like very promising or anything like that. You're probably thinking like, oh wow, obviously it'll be impossible, because you know, you can't be delusional and be like, yeah, I can fly. Because no, you can't fly. But being delusional as in having these high goals for yourself, these high expectations, because you know that you're going to achieve that despite that goal being high reach. And I feel like this sort of correlates with like the lucky girl syndrome, because it's the affirmation that you believe that everything will come to you based on luck. Actually, we're going to look at Urban Dictionary again, because I'm not really sure how to like sort of like explain the lucky girl syndrome. And so I couldn't find it on Urban Dictionary, but I ended up finding it on like a Women's Health magazine. So it basically says that the lucky girl syndrome is the idea that you can attract things you want, like luck, money, love, etc., by repeating mantras, truly believing that things will work out for you. The latter is obviously easier said than done. This also goes with like manifestations, affirmations, and visualization. Like it definitely goes together, because if you truly believe that you're that girl, then you're going to be that girl. If you truly believe that you're that lucky person, that everything that you wish for will come to you, it will come to you. And it may seem funny because people are like, oh, let's say somebody like living the life and they're like, I manifested this life. And it's actually true, because you really can manifest the life that you want. It may seem stupid, but it's literally not. There are people out there, like, let's think of a celebrity. Okay, I cannot think of a celebrity for the god of me. But let's just say there's a celebrity out there that wanted to be a big superstar, and they're a big superstar now. That's unconsciously like manifesting the life that they want, and they got it. They didn't know it then that they were probably manifesting it. Actually, some people do know that they're manifesting it by then, but you know, some people don't, and that's literally unconsciously trying to get that lifestyle that you want. To other people, they may have been seen as being delusional, but to them, they weren't. And they didn't let that stop them, and they kept it going, they kept it moving. And I honestly think that's like the best thing ever. And how this relates to my experiences being delusional, I'm currently in the process of being delusional, as you can tell. I will become the self-care girly, the self-care podcast wellness girly that I want to be, because I'm doing all of this and I know I will get up there, and I'm not letting anybody stop me. Like right now, I'm in the process, I'm a part-time student, and I don't know if you would call this podcast a part-time thing, but I'm doing both of those things at once, and who knows what will come out after a year or so. Who knows? And then boom, I would have manifested that lifestyle. And I'm still in the process of doing it, so you don't know. But being delusional, I know I would get there. I know I would get there. And you can too. So let's say you want to live in New York. You need to be delusional and think, regardless of what anybody says, I'm going to live in New York. I will go to New York, whether it's dirty, whether it's clean, whether it's this and what other people say about it, I will go to New York. I feel like that was pretty good. I will go to New York. Being delusional leads to just a better lifestyle in general. Like, you're just not, it really does reduce like the negative emotions in your mental health, because like, if you're being optimistic and you're not letting those negative emotions get to you, and you're literally living the life. You're literally living the life, because nobody wants negativity in their life. And I guarantee that being delusional will get you the lifestyle that you want. I promise you that it will. Because I, along with you guys, we're going to be delusional together. Because why not? Who's going to stop you from just saying, who's going to stop you from being delusional? You can be delusional for yourself. You don't even have to tell anybody you're being delusional, but you're being delusional. So go out there, be delusional. Do not care what other people think, and do the impossible. Do the impossible. If you think that you can do something, but people are saying, that's impossible, do it. Because when you achieve that thing that you thought was impossible, don't tell them I said this, but they'll be coming back to you. How can you get started being delusional? Throw all common sense out the window. Throw it all out the window. And reach for the stars. Put your fist in the air towards the clouds. And just try and achieve that thing that you want to achieve so bad. What can you see in your life that you just want to do so bad that you just can't stop thinking about it? Think about that one thing and go for it. And I know it may seem like it's easier said than done, because it is going to be a lot of work. It's not like you're not doing work in order to do that. If you're just being delusional and you're not putting in the work to achieving that goal as well, then nothing's really going to happen. But yeah, I also think that just manifesting things in the morning, during the night, and I got this from a book that I'm currently reading called Creative Visualizations. The best time to do manifesting affirmations is during the morning and during the night. And you can do it in the middle of the day if you like, but it's better because like you're in the cycle of like waking up. That waking up moment is when it's like the best time, because your body is in like that sort of sleazy state, if you know what I mean. And then at night when you're getting ready to go to sleep, it's like a relaxed state that you're able to just manifest these things. And you have to just think about it, think about everything and just go deep dive into it. So thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell me what you thought about the episode on the Pity Party Podcast Instagram and my personal Instagram. You can DM me. It doesn't matter. Honestly, I won't bite. It's in the description, but I'm going to say it anyway. The podcast Instagram and TikTok is at pityparty.podcast, and my personal Instagram and TikTok is at xoxo.jojo. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you guys next week. Bye.